When you're thinking of industries taking a lead on equity and inclusion, the wine industry probably doesn't immediately come to mind. But one South End wine shop has been leading the charge to change that for years, and now they're getting national recognition for it. The Urban Grape was just named the 2021 Dream Big Small Business of the Year by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. The award recognized the shop for how it's helped make wine accessible to all, especially those who previously felt unwelcome in the industry, as well as creating career paths for underrepresented groups. Joined now by the Urban Grape co-founders, who also happen to be husband and wife, TJ and Hadley Douglas. Congratulations to both of you. It's really, really great. Good to see you.
Thank you so much, Jim. Nice to see you as well.
It's good to see you as well.
Hadley, I just touched on it, but starting with you, fill in, what was the big dreaming that you think was recognized?
Oh, that's such a good question, and one that hasn't been asked. You always bring the best questions, Jim. And I expect to be crying by the end of this.
Fine. Go ahead.
I think that the big dream for us was that a local wine store could be something more than just a bottle shop, that it could be a community hub. It could be a place where people gather, a place that was forward thinking and moving thought along. And I don't think that that's typically what you think of when you think of a wine store or a liquor store. I mean, that's really what we are at the end of the day. It's a liquor store.
You know, we're going to talk about your progressive worldview, TJ, but quickly, for those who are unfamiliar with your place, explain what the progressive scale is, which has nothing to do with politics and community outreach. Fill us in.
Yeah, so in short, Jim, the progressive scale is Urban Grape's proprietary way of organizing wine by its mouthfeel or body, as opposed to geographical region or grape varietal. And it allows people on our progressive scale of 1 to 10 to really find their number. I remember you're a 7 because you like those big,
that is
bold,
correct,
red,
actually. That is correct.
Right? Yeah. So, and it just makes wine more accessible and, really helps take the intimidation out of wine for our customers to, not have to memorize, year or places or grapes.
It's brilliant, and it works, I should say. So let's move to the progressive that got you recognized, that matters to everybody, wine drinker or not. TJ, starting with you, what specifically have you done concretely, and I know there are plenty of things, on the diversity and inclusion front that really has set you apart as a standard?
Yeah, so really, Jim, it's, what's concrete is creating the Urban Grape Wine Studies Award for students of color in partnership with Boston University's Metropolitan College, and then 3 other local small businesses here in Boston, which provides free education for 1 year to students that identify as BIPOC. But what it also does, it encourages new wine drinkers from new parts of the city to learn about wine, get practical paid working experience as internships, and then ongoing mentorship.
So TJ, when did you first get involved in this business? I don't mean Urban Grape, but the wine business.
Yeah, the wine business, I think washing wine glasses as a dishwasher when I was 14 years old. And then really involved in wine when I worked for the Aquitaine Group back in 2002 or 3, yeah.
How many black guys or black women did you see at wine conferences, at wine events? How many?
Yeah, I think here in Boston, there's probably 1 or 2. And then conferences would probably be about the same.
How about women? How about women?
Women, going back 20 years ago, I don't know, maybe 25%. And now I'd say it's probably 40 to 50%. So there's been a great movement with women in this massive, massive industry that's predominantly been by older men.
I don't take that personally, by the way, so we can, Hadley, we've talked about this before, and I know your efforts in this area precluded the murder of George Floyd, but you had an amazing few moments there. I'm sure many people watching know that your windows were broken at your store right after some of the demonstrations, protests after the execution of George Floyd. I know you got a text from a friend saying that the windows were broken. You spoke to the alarm company. And because you couldn't think of the passcode at the moment that you were speaking with this woman from the alarm company, she said she was going to have to call the police. And you urged her, I don't know if you begged her, but it sounds like it was pretty close, not to make that call. Why?
think I did beg her, and I think it was clear to her how upset that I was. And I did that because TJ was in the store. It was very early morning and he had gone in first thing to kind of assess the damage and see what we needed to do. And he was actually the one that triggered the alarm when he went in. For some reason, it didn't go off the night before. So I knew that he was standing in there and it kind of was all falling on my shoulders to react in this moment. And I just went completely blank. And I think that I was just so nervous about a heightened reaction in the city after what had happened the night before. And, you know, the police officers in D4 finding TJ in there. But I do want to say, because sometimes we get blowback about this from people, we have an amazing relationship with the D4 police, always have and always will. It's not about not trusting the D4 police to protect us in that moment. It was about just what they might stumble upon and misinterpret, and how that comes back to the fact of a larger issue that TJ is not seen as a business owner in his own place of business so often.
You know, and you guys told me in a prior discussion we had that the next day, I think, was one of the biggest volume days you did anywhere, with people reaching out to you. And I'm sure it wasn't just because they wanted a bottle or two of wine. So, TJ, I know good works are good for the community. There's no question about that. Are they good for the bottom line?
Oh, that's a great question. I think they're good for the bottom line, and because it helps keep a small business like us in business, right? And it keeps our community, in more of a kind of a sustaining way. You know, speaking specifically of June 1st, you know, people wanted to support us. And I think the easiest way to support someone, especially in business, is with your dollar. And so that's why that day was our largest day ever, because it was the community support in that sense. But, you know, just like our community supports us every single day, whether it's buying a bottle of wine or, you know, liking an Instagram post or letting our dog drink out of her water bowl and walk by, we also support, you know, our community. We, you know, donate to churches and to schools and to synagogues and, you know, the marathon runners. We always do something like that because, like, this is our home. And, you know, if we can, you know, pay it forward and, you know, kind of pay our weight, then that's really going to make a better community. It sounds a little hallmarky, but we truly believe that.
TJ and Hadley, congratulations on the award, but more importantly, congratulations on what you do every day. I'm thrilled you were here today. Good to see you.
Thank you so much, Jim. It's always so great to see you.
You as well.